What's up, guys? So I did a video unboxing this movie, Justice League Dark. Now we're gonna make the video where I review the movie because I have watched it now 3 different times, just so I could, I guess, soak it in, get all the good facts for you guys. First of all, Dark does like no justice to this movie. No pun intended, because it is called Justice League Dark. I guess they couldn't figure out a way to call it Justice League Magic without it sounding kind of weird, because this movie is basically Justice League with magic. Um, so we do see the Justice League. Obviously Batman is right here on the front, but this is no Batman movie. If you were hoping this was a Batman movie, you were sadly mistaken. Um, it's very funny of who this movie's main focus is on. It is focused on this man right here, John Constantine. He is the main character, even though you don't see him for like the first 10 minutes of the movie. He is your main focus, and in case you didn't know, he is voiced by the same guy who played Constantine in the television show that got canceled after 1 season, Matt Ryan. Which to me was great because I liked the television show. Well, I liked it and hated it at the same time because I couldn't stand that stupid ass wig that we all knew was wig. Um, but I did like his Constantine on the show. It was really good up against Keanu Reeves' Constantine from the movie, which I do own. But this is a Constantine movie for all those Constantine fans out there, who love Keanu Reeves' Constantine to the show Constantine. This is a great movie for you guys. Now, Batman is in it just because he is the darker Justice League member. Um, and that, I guess, is why he's in it, because if you had to pick a Justice League member to go with this team of characters, I don't think you could really pick a better member from the actual Justice League. I mean, Superman is too much of a Boy Scout. Wonder Woman, I don't really see her being in this. I mean, she does make an appearance, and so does Superman. Green Lantern's in it. We see Flash for a minute. We see Hawkeye. We see even Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter would have made a great character in this, but I don't think he's that dark. Um, I think Batman was in it just because Batman brings more of the level-headedness to it and more of the reality to it. You know, he's the guy who grunts a lot in this movie when something happens. They're like, "Oh, it's you know, that was unbelievable," and he's like, kind of like, "Yeah, whatever." Um, we do go through, I believe, at least 30 minutes or so before we ever meet Swamp Thing. And by the way, this picture on here is a million times better than his actual portrayal in the movie. I don't know why they drew him like this on the front, because this is not at all what he looks like in the movie. Um, the art style of the movie is really good. It is the new 52 art style. I don't really have a problem with that. If you do, you might want to skip this movie, but I wouldn't, just because it is a Constantine movie. There's a lot of magic in this movie. Zatanna is in this movie. She is the second main role. I mean, when you go through the credits lead, it's Constantine, Zatanna, then Batman. Um, Deadman is in it. He's one of the only two characters to get a real backstory in this movie. They expect you to know who Constantine is. They expect you to know who Zatanna is. Of course, you know who Batman is. They expect you to know who Swamp Thing is. That I kind of was disappointed in, because I was like, y'all could have really worked an angle with Swamp Thing, because he's had one movie It's really old. A lot of people might not have watched it. Myself is in that category. I never saw the Swamp Thing movie. He's not really been pushed on anything. So I felt like, okay, if you were going to do two main backstories, Swamp Thing should have been one of the two. And this is apparently a graphic novel, so maybe they were sticking to that a little too close to give him a backstory. And the fact that him and John are the two that are tied in together because one of the special features are Did You Know? And apparently Constantine came to be through Swamp Thing, and I was like, I didn't know that because I never followed Swamp Thing. So, I felt like they really should have done some more back with that. But again, it does not take away from the fact this is a really good movie. Um, we don't meet Swamp Thing until like halfway through the movie. So if you were hoping this was going to have a lot of Swamp Thing in it, it doesn't. But it doesn't take away from the movie neither. Um, the demon here. The demon here does not really get a whole lot of screen time. He does get a few. He is combined to a Jason Blood. And I can't say the demon's name. I'm not that good at pronouncing his name. But he does make a few appearances. Um, there is a lot of death in the movie. And when I say a lot of death, I mean Jason Blood dies. They rip the demon from Jason Blood, and Jason Blood dies. The demon is now separated. Spoilers, by the way. Um, they kill Swamp Thing. Spoilers, sorry. Um, and they didn't really explain Swamp Thing's death, which I thought was bullshit because they explained Jason Blood's death. And I was like, I would rather you explain Swamp Thing's death more than Jason Blood, being that, Swamp Thing seems like more of a name than Jason Blood, and you gave Jason Blood a backstory, so I guess, okay, you're gonna explain that. But again, they just, gave Swamp. I guess he was just there to be there, so they'd have another member. Because, I mean, you look at the front case here, and there is 6 members. I guess they didn't want 5. So, in order to add 6 members, like everything here, excuse me, maybe this one you can see better. I don't know if it's because of the shine on the other case. But, they wanted to add Swamp Thing to have 6 members. I'm guessing. I don't know. But, I mean, they really didn't give Swamp Thing a whole lot of play in this movie. I really feel like he was just there to be there. And I felt like they could have done a whole lot more with him. Your main bad guy's name is Destiny. I don't have a problem with that. I just think it was really funny that his name was Destiny and he looked like Skeletor from He-Man. I found that to be really funny. This, of course, felt more like a Marvel movie than a DC movie. It was rated R. Constantine was Constantine, which brought back the DC elements. They let him be more magic than anything in this movie, which was great. Not a whole lot of R-rated elements in this movie. I mean, they said shit, and that was about it. The action was really good. The animation I really liked. And the drama was really good. They did show the House of Mystery. That played a huge backdrop in this movie for, like, I don't know, I want to say 60% of it. That seems like a high number, but that seems accurate for the moment when John showed up. I mean, the House of Mystery was there from the moment he was there, because they introduced him playing cards with the Demons of 3, which is awfully close to the Warriors 3 from Marvel. So I mean, that's when it clicked with me of Marvel. I was just like, wow, that's kind of close. But I mean, it was really good. So if you get an opportunity to, definitely pick this movie up. Or hopefully you got the code. You were one of the first to see the video I posted of the unboxing, and you got the code, and you got to watch it on me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, if not, definitely go run out and buy it. It is worth the watch. I have watched it now 3 different times. The animation, I really liked it. I love the fact that it again is a different take on the Justice League instead of Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Batman. It's totally different. One thing they did at the end of it, they were like, we want Zatanna in the Justice League. Um, they even were like, we want Constantine in the Justice League. And they showed no meeting about this. They had no sit down meeting with nobody. It was just Zatanna telling Constantine about it, and Constantine was like, "Oh, that's a great one." And he looks over at her, and she's like, "No, I'm serious." He was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." He didn't say fucking, but he's like, "You gotta be bloody kidding." And I was just like, "That's Constantine all over." And I was like, "Damn, that is so great to see," because it just made me laugh. But I mean, it continues from that point, but it's only like 3 minutes after that point. But it's still funny to see that. Um, but definitely worth going to picking this movie up. DC kills it with these animated movies every single time. I fully support the DC animated universe because, man, they're just so good. I really wish that this one would have been the one to go to theaters. I understand why Batman: The Killing Joke went to theaters, but man, that movie with the bat sex, him and Batgirl having bat sex was just that. Oh, that was so cringy, and I just, oh, it was so bad. But this is so worth it. I can't wait for the Judas Contract, which, by the way, is a special feature on here. You get a first look at it, and it is so worth the watch because it just makes it more hype. It answers the question from Teen Titans versus Justice League too. By the way, if you didn't know who the girl was at the end of that movie, like myself, I didn't know who that was. I don't read the comics, so it answered a question for me and got me hyped for that movie, which comes out in spring. So it's just a couple of months away. There's no telling how many months, but it's just a couple of months away. We'll get a Teen Titan movie, which actually looks a lot like a Young Justice movie, but can't fucking wait. And I hope you guys found this informative. Go pick it up. It's totally worth it. Whether you get it on Blu-ray or you get it on DVD, doesn't really fucking matter. Just make sure you pick it up, and hopefully whoever got the free code from me enjoyed the movie as well. Next time, deuces.